Hello, fellow Bills fans. Sean Rogers, Realtor and lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes team. Did you know that real estate is one of the best ways to build wealth? And right now is one of the best times to own an investment property in Arizona? Please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions so we can take the next step to your financial freedom here in the Valley of the Sun, utilizing real estate. As always, God bless America and go Buffalo!
What's going on?
Hello, fellow.
What's going on, Tommy? How you doing, bud?
What is up, my brother?
Not much.
How you doing, man? How you doing, Mikey? Are you happy?
I am very happy. Very, very happy. And let me get the intro started. Welcome. This is Tailgate Talk. My name is Mike. I am your host. I'm here with my partner in crime, Tommy, from the MSR. How you doing, bud?
What is up, Mikey? Once again, I am just feeling it this week. I am super happy. But I told everybody the Bills were going to do a little Chief ass kicking. And I said it. We would go there. We put the Bills Mafia flag right in the field. By the way, we did it we were very humble about it. So we planted the flag. We didn't talk shit, nothing like that. It's on to the next game. Love it.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm just looking over here in the chat, see who's with us. We have a lot of our regulars in here with us. We got Scott Blakely, Nathan S. Spin is up in the house.
I see.
King Cam is in the house. Evan Anderson. Yeah. The Ertz. I guess we can start with that. You see the Ertz trade happened today and then went to the Cardinals. You know, but what happened to he was guaranteed to go to Buffalo.
Yeah, well, he was with us for a minute, remember?
Yeah. Dawson Knox happened. That's what happened. Dawson Knox happened.
Yeah. It did happen. It did. I wonder if Dawson Knox, if he was playing bad, I wonder if Bean would have tried to push for that trade, because it looks like Philly finally gave up. It looks like they just said, you know what, we'll just take whatever at this point. Because remember, Philly was probably asking way too much. I think we were interested. I just think Philly was being outrageous with what they wanted, and Bean's like, yeah, we'll pass, bud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's one of those things, man. We it does. DM Mag comes in here and says Ertz the Cards does give him another dangerous weapon.
Sure.
I mean, they got a ton of weapons with D Hop and AJ Green and Christian Kirk and one of the Moores. I'm not a big James Conner fan, but he seems to be doing okay there. I'm more of a Edmonds guy there. His speed just helps stretch that, and now they have Ertz. Even though Ertz isn't a big time weapon, he's a possession guy. He's not an explosive guy. So
I want it,
but it gives him another sure-handed to help. So
no, it doesn't hurt him. By any means,
I like this one. Bills fan 1970 comes in and says, "I signed my Knox apology form." I was never down on Knox. I was one of the guys. I don't tend to give up on guys easy. And if anybody watched Tommy's show on Monday, you'll know because I'm still a stand for Cody Ford. I don't give up on them easy. And you know what? I may be dead wrong on him, but
we'll see.
There's time.
He ain't going anywhere until his rookie contract probably runs out. I can promise you that. You know what I mean? Regardless of how he plays. I think like I told you before, I think Bean's very patient with his draft picks. Very patient. And I still think they see something in him. And maybe like I was telling you, and I told everybody, it'd be pretty cool if the thing that Dawson Knox did, that tight end university, if maybe they had that for a lot of other skill positions. All right, like Cody Ford goes an offensive line university. I don't know. Maybe it helps him.
You know what? Dude,
finds his place.
Get on our Spencer Brown plan. Go spend some time with the guy he spent time with, the All Pro.
Yes. I forget his name. They were talking about him
Joe
the other
Staley.
day.
Yeah, Joe Staley.
Yes, you see, right? Exactly my point. So Spencer Brown missed the whole season, right? Because his college didn't play or something like that, or he opted out.
Yeah, well,
all he did was work in the offseason with that guy. Yeah. And, bro, the guy was ready. I mean, pretty much knocked a little rust off in the preseason, and he's a starter by week 4. I mean, it's amazing. So yeah, man. I mean, that goes to show you, man. Sometimes you could probably learn a little bit more one-on-one or at these little smaller camps, maybe, and maybe that's something Cody Ford needs to look into if they have something like that, or reach out to somebody. But yeah, no doubt.
I believe Rick is right. One of the best parts about our coaching staff is how they invest in the players and how patient they truly are. Because Bean, and I know we've talked about this offline a ton, Bean invests in traits. He doesn't invest in finished products. He feels I'll invest in high traits and we'll bring him in and try to coach him up and get him ready, get him where we want him to go. If it doesn't work out, he's gonna miss. He's not gonna be perfect, but so far he's hit on more than he's missed. So
I would love to dive deeper into his drafts, like and see that their hits and misses. But man, I promise you, the hits outweigh the misses by a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. Some of the guys coming around now that are playing really well, or just guys that contribute to this team, Jaquan Johnson, Deron Johnson. I mean, bro, the list goes on and on of guys that are just coming around. Dawson Knox finally coming around. Mm-hmm. Everybody, think about it. Devin Singletary, Zach Moss. These are all 3rd round, 4th round. I mean, it's wild, bro.
It is. And I'll tell you, we will have this offseason. I have an entire slideshow set up for that.
Okay.
I had it for this previous offseason, but we didn't get the show together in time. By the time we got the show together, it was already training camp. There was no point in start talking about draft stuff after. So I just put it away, and we'll touch base on it again this offseason. But it's deep, man. I mean, there are a few misses, a few throwaways here and there, but for the most part, he's done really good. And this coaching staff
maybe
done fantastic.
Next week we got no game, so maybe we can. Do a little bit of that next week on next week's show.
Next week I was gonna dig into. I figured for our show we kind of dig into the first 7 games, how we've seen the progress, and then what we're looking at, reevaluate. Because we did our record predictions, reevaluate down the rest of the way, and talk a little bit about.
I thought
you'd like to see.
I figured you want to get into the John Gruden thing next week. Do a whole hour of John Gruden.
The Gruden Power Hour.
yeah.
No,
we'll just go through the whole emails. Can you get the 1,000, 2,000 emails?
Yeah, no. No part of that. I do like what Jose de Bills Mafia came in and says. He was nervous about this game until he looked up and saw how they played against the Colts and the Jets. The Jets game, you have to take a step back because they had no AJ Brown, Julio Jones. It was seriously Derrick Henry and then a bunch of everybody else. So I throw that one out the window, but we'll get to the Titans. I wanted to do our quick roundup recap on the Chiefs game. Kind of touch base on what happened, what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we'll start digging in. And I saw this come in. Trading Teller was a mistake. You have to remember, Teller 100%. Wasn't what he is today. Teller didn't get really good until he went to Bill Callahan, and Bill Callahan got his hands on him. So whatever he was teaching was different than what OG Bobby Johnson was teaching.
And sometimes
the Browns 100%. Had a different
100%.
Scheme, and he didn't. And Teller didn't fit what Buffalo was doing.
Right.
He fit a different scheme.
Sometimes players thrive in different systems. They do better. It's just the way it works. Or sometimes you just suck. I mean, it doesn't matter about the system. But there has been players multiple times that's left one team and done really, really well with another. It's happened on multiple occasions. So it just wasn't meant to be in Buffalo. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It wasn't like we knew he was awesome. We were traded him away. I think we saw the potential, but
we saw the traits. It was one of those things
we
didn't have the roster spots. If you remember, that was the year that we had just rebuilt our O-line, and we had Clinton Spain and John Feliciano in here. So, and we brought in Ty Nsekhe, and we had a glut of guards that we couldn't keep them all. And Teller was the one who had the most trade value, so that's the one we dealt.
Right.
It happens.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, that's not. That's gonna happen.
It sucks that he turned into an All-Pro. I mean, good for him. You know,
right.
Sean McDermott says it the best, right? Be the best. You know, come here, be the best person you can. You know,
right.
What's also nice to know is for people who do come here, know it. You know, they're not just going to bury you on a bench. You know, if they can get you to where you're going to go play somewhere and develop somewhere else, they'll get you out of here. They look out for you as a person, not so much just the player, and bury you.
Yeah,
the hoard them. So
I mean, we got players like Jerry Hughes came from Colts, and he was, you know, they were done with him. They probably thought he was not going anywhere, you know, in their system, and he worked out beautiful for us. So I mean, Isaiah McKenzie with Denver, he got cut, and he worked out to be awesome for us as far as multi-use. I mean, we could put him almost anywhere, special teams, wide receiver, cornerback, if we desperately need one. So it happens.
Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things. But let's dig into this recap real quick. We'll start on the defensive side because that was the side I was actually most impressed with. And I want to start with Teron Johnson. And Teron Johnson got his bag. He got his money. We signed him to a 3-year, $24 million in season. Bean doesn't normally do that.
Yeah, so, I was surprised.
But he gets his money. He comes out, has 12 total tackles, 8 solo, and a pass breakup, and was money for us. You know? Yeah,
dude. I was usually when players get their contracts, it's one of those things. It's like you know, you got to worry a little bit. Will they live up to it? Will they, you know, are they cool with what they got? And now they're not going to do anything else. You know, they better themselves, but. No, man, he's a young kid. I think I think it was more about his play and also the person who he is.
Yeah.
That dude, man, like he's super young. He has a good head on his shoulders. He's learning more and more and more in the system, and I think they see the growth in him. The ceiling's high for him too, man. It really is. So that's why they're like, you know what, get it over with. That's not a bad deal because who knows what he'll be.
It's under market. It's about $2 to $3 million under market.
Exactly. So who knows what he'll be worth? And like, I guarantee, if he gets better and better, we'll extend him. They'll redo his contract, restructure it. You know what I mean? Because at this rate, the way he's going, he's going to outdo his contract for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's about to start making $8 million a year. So you know, good for him. You know, did you see the red and blue embedded thing that they put out on him?
Yeah. That was interesting where the ball hit him in the head.
Well, not only that, but God, I didn't realize
that was so funny though.
I didn't realize he was only an outside corner. He had never played nickel.
Correct.
Until
that's interesting. And he was like, "What?"
Yeah,
it was all new to him. Yeah, that was total. They put it, but that's what we do, right? Like they do that in Buffalo here. They're not scared to like try you in a different position, move you to a different slot. It worked out, man. Good for him, bro. Like I said. That dude, that's what I was telling you. Good head on his shoulders. He could have been like, no, I could have been down about it. Like, you know, no, this is what I play. And then who knows, man? But he wants to learn and he's doing really well, bro.
And he's gotten better every year. You know, he got hurt in that first year. And then he went, you know, he came back that second year. Last year, he struggled, got benched. Yeah. Cam Lewis got hurt. They brought him back in and he was money for us. I mean,
huge plays.
Says it here.
He
deserves the $24 million bag just for that interception alone. You know, so you know, and then Scott comes in and says, you know, being smart, we knew he would, and he loves to get his costs set so we can figure it out. And what have they always said? Draft, grow, resign your own, and that's what we're doing.
You know, 100%.
So,
yeah.
So they live up to you know, what they say they mean. You know, you hear a lot of people say, oh, we'll draft and resign our own, but then they get to the end of the contract and they let people go and they don't really do that.
Well, to that point, you gotta also give the players credit because a lot of our players that re-signed, you know, or whatever, they're working with us as far as some of the contracts. Matt Milano probably could have got more somewhere else. You know what I mean? I guarantee Tremaine Edmonds will sign He'll sign a big deal, but it will probably be less than what he would get somewhere else. Like I could promise you that's going to happen. So it takes a little bit of both, and I think players want to be here now. It's not about like, you know what I mean? Hey, man, I got to go. I'd rather get the money somewhere else. You guys are fucked up here or whatever. Like players are happy here. They love the locker room. It's like a family, dude. It really is. Like I know a lot of teams and fans say, "Oh, we're a family. This team's a family," but bro, like I'm telling you, this team is tight knit, bro. Like from the coaches to the players, bro. There's no craziness going on. That locker room's awesome, bro. Love our players, bro.
Yeah, and here Scott says also Buffalo's an attractive place to come in or stay.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
you're starting to see all these guys re-sign early here. As they go out. You've heard for years how Buffalo was unattractive.
Well, it was. I mean, who wants to play with a different coach every 2 years? Different coordinator, different. You got to worry about your GM trading you because he's an idiot or drafting a terrible player. Bro, it happened for many, many seasons. That's why I was shocked that I was, not to go too off topic, but everyone knows I'm a huge Eric Moulds fan. For a fact that a top player at his position stayed with the Buffalo Bills for 10 seasons when he could have probably left at any time, got a contract somewhere else, and maybe went to the did something.
Went to the playoffs.
Did something. Well, he did 1 year with us. He got a record, by the way, 240 yards receiving. But my point is, he could have took the money and ran, which most players would have. And the fact that he stayed for us 10 seasons and he's not on the Wall of Fame, it still bugs me to this. It bugs me to this day. But you know what's funny? The reason why I bring him up too is because Mario and Paul on Sunday night, I think it was, they were talking about Emmanuel Sanders, and Paul said he should be in the Hall of Fame. And they were looking up his stats or whatever. And I think Emmanuel Sanders has a little over 8,000 yards receiving for his career. Eric Moulds has 5 yards short of 10,000.
Yeah.
So why aren't we I get Emmanuel Sanders won a Super Bowl. I get that. But he also played with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, man. I mean, like 3 of them, right? Yeah. And now maybe 4 with Josh. Josh probably will get there. I'm going to call her right now. But anyways, my point is put damn Eric Moulds on the goddamn Wall of Fame already. Past it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. But anyways.
Sorry, my little rant. Sorry about
Nathan S. comes in and says they hope that Edmonds signs long-term deal. Edmonds isn't going anywhere. Edmonds will be.
No, I don't think so either.
We have his 5th-year option next year. There is no hurry to get him signed up long-term. He's not going anywhere. He's the quarterback of the defense. Yeah.
They're going to give him he's going to get a massive deal for us. I'm telling you right now, that, and he's so young, bro. He's so young. He has so much. He's still learning, and it's crazy to me how good he is, and he's still learning.
A lot of people feel you on this, by the way. Put up Moulds, take down OJ. They want to see. Spin comes in and says he wants to see Freddie Jackson, Eric Moulds, and Kyle Williams do multiple at once.
Nah, you got to put Eric before Fred. I love Fred Jackson. I love Kyle Williams, but if you're looking at stats, longevity, I don't know how long Fred was on the Buffalo Bills, but I don't think it was 10 seasons.
No, but
I could be wrong. Yeah, Kyle Williams. But I'm talking about stats wise, though. I love Kyle Williams, but if you're looking at stats, what they've done for the team,
you don't just put someone up on the wall for stats.
No, but it's not about that. So stats, he stayed with the team for 10 seasons, right? On bad team, right? By the way, 5 different starting quarterbacks while he was on the team, 3 different head coaches, and he put up those yards. That means different coordinators, different quarterbacks, different philosophy, and he still was balling. You got to give him that, dude. Okay. I'm just saying.
We're not saying that we're not going to put him up there. We're saying you can go up there with other people as well.
Yeah. I mean, you put Kyle up there after him, but Moulds, they don't work that way, unfortunately.
No, it don't.
You know that, right? They're picky about who goes on the wall for some odd reason. They're not putting 3 up.
Pierre comes in and says, "Is Edmonds getting Leonard money?" I don't think so. I don't think Edmonds is going to even ask for Leonard money. Knowing how Bean works, he tends to get everybody a little bit under market value, and they all give back a little bit because they want to be able to put people around them and win. It's all about winning here. Tom Brady did that for years and years. He took just a little bit less or deferred cash so the Patriots could keep people around him until the end when he said, "Screw it, I've given you 6 Super Bowls. It's time for me to get paid." And then they're like, "Okay, see you later." So he went and got paid somewhere else.
Well, there was probably more to it, but yeah, like,
yeah.
But I think Tremaine, like I was saying earlier, I think all of our players will work with us a little bit on the contract.
If Bean keeps this up, John, he may end up on the wall.
Yeah, no doubt. Shit, put a fucking statue outside the fucking new building of Bean after we win a Super Bowl. I'll be cool with that. Right? I have no problem with that.
But build the statue of Bean. That guy.
Yeah, man. Or Josh leaping over something. I don't. Whatever you're gonna do, but.
So, anyways, we started with Tron Johnson. I want to go into the rest of the secondary. Hyde and Poyer, the games that they played with that robber coverage, that was awesome. Micah Hyde got the pick. Jordan Poyer had the big breakup, and then down into White and Neal and how physical they got with the receivers. They beat the crap out of Kelsey. They beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, dude, Saran Neal's a dog, bro. I tell everybody. That's a guy I don't ever want to lose. Saran Neal, bro. I don't ever want. Like, honest to God, bro. I don't know what his contract is right now, but that's a guy you gotta keep, bro. Like Saran Neal has to be on this team. That guy, bro. That guy lays the smackdown, dude. And like he's a hybrid player. He could do anything. I love Saran Neal. And by the way, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, they get very little love outside of Buffalo. They are the best safety duo in the NFL. I don't care what anyone says. They are the best safety duo in the NFL.
Oh, I love this one that just came in. How about a statue of Allen jumping over Bean? Give them both in one statue.
Right. That'd be great.
Right. Have Bean and McDermott kneeling and Josh jumping over him.
Right.
So that'll work.
So I got a question real quick for everybody. For everybody. Are you guys trusting the process yet?
I thought that was coach speak at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
I've heard a lot of that crap. But he has, since his press conference, there hasn't been a coach that's lived his motto more than McDermott. Like,
dude, no doubt. I'm telling you, the reason why I asked you is because I did a video. I was like, it's funny because I've been a fan since '89, and I've heard all these fucking, right? You hire a coach, press conference. This is gonna be a team. We're not gonna. They all got the speech. They all got their bullshit, and we're all like, yeah. And then like he's fired 2 seasons later, right? Like it's like, and it's like, okay, McDermott comes in, trust the process, and you're like, okay, bud, we heard it, fucking 20-something years, dude.
Yeah.
And my God. Dude. He lived up to his word.
He lives it.
It's unbelievable.
Not only that, but he holds people accountable to live it. Like, I'll tell you what when I heard him in the one of his press conferences this week, they asked him about Gregory Rousseau and how well he's doing. He's like, wait, calm down. Can we pump the brakes on this? He's young, he's raw. He played well, but let's not enshrine him yet.
He's humble. Well, he's humble. He's the whole team. I'm telling you, it's weird. It's like they all have that vibe that they're getting off him, or whatever that word I'm trying to get. But they all get that off him, so they're not really saying anything. Rather have Allen peeing on Nick Wright. Oh no, that would be great. That would be great. I saw, matter of fact, what's funny about that? I saw somebody did like a picture of Josh Allen jump doing a hurdle over Nick Wright trying to tackle him. Fucking great, bro. I'll show it to you later. But I was like, damn, man. Right on, bro.
Yeah, no, Bills fan comes in
Rex
and talks
Ryan.
about this. Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan was 100%. All about boasting, but he didn't live up to what he was saying. Like,
dude, he got the pickup truck and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, like he was all Buffalo.
Not flashy like that. He's not.
No.
Flashy.
He's all business, man.
All business.
All business.
All business.
Let's just do our job. And bro, he's humble. I told you. That's why I love his team. Win or lose, bro. We all go to the podium. They're humble, man. On to the next. Hey, man, this game was good. They could boast, bro. There's so many players that boast, coaches that are a little bit out there. McDermott's just like, hey, man, that was a good team we beat. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure we'll see him again. No talking shit. Nobody's fucking, you don't see Schwartz on somebody's shoulders after the game. Like,
He gets off the
Remember
plane
that?
at 6 in the morning and goes straight into the office and start on the next week's,
You remember when Shorts
plan.
was on when we had the player Shorts ask the players?
Yeah. It is, it's a different world, man. As Joe Miller would say, we're living in wildest dreams land. Like, I was young. I was, in the 90s, I was about 10, 11, 12. And I'll tell you, I didn't quite understand what we had back then, because I was a Bills fan, and we were good and we were just crushing everybody until we get to the Super Bowl, and
right.
Then it went away. Like, I didn't really realize what I had until it was gone.
I know.
And
then we sucked.
We sucked for years. I'd proudly, and see, I'm a Northern California boy, so I lived out here in the Niner country and the Raider country, and I would wear it, and people would, at school, and they'd laugh at me.
Boy, I love losing Super Bowls.
It wasn't just that, and then we started sucking bad.
Oh,
dude, they would laugh at us
about
not being good, and you guys have a curse because you lost 4 Super Bowls, and now you're
wide right.
You're the Chicago Cubs of the NFL, and I would hear it all, out in Northern California, and I'd still support my team, go out there every year. I felt like this is the year. I loved draft time. This is the year. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get over the hump. And then we like the one that still makes me sick to my stomach is the year that we started 4-0 with Trent Edwards, and then Adrian Wilson freaking creamed him on a late hit, and he was just never the same afterwards.
I hated Trent Edwards, by the way. I know you liked him, but I couldn't stand Trent Edwards. I thought he was he just had a bad attitude, man. I never liked him.
I liked Trent
Captain
Edwards.
check down.
I'll tell you, I like Trent Edwards because Bill Walsh, gave him a stamp of endorsement. And I am a huge Bill Walsh guy. I loved the 80s and Niners and what he's. I mean, if you think about it, that's where a lot of these guys come from.
Yeah,
Bill Walsh Street. They either come from Bill Walsh or they come from Bill Parcells, but most of them come from Bill Walsh. And they're just branches off of his tree. That's where Andy Reid came from, and then under Reid you had Holmgren and all those, or Holmgren and Reid were together, and then you had Mooch was there, and I mean it just all branches out, but. Ultimately, that's why I was a Edwards fan. When I sat, because I got a chance to actually talk to Bill Walsh once at lunch. The president of one of my companies that I was at knew him from Stanford days, and he came down to go to lunch, so he let me come because he knew I was a big football nut. And we talked about it, and that was the time Trent Edwards was around, and he was just hyping him up from his Stanford days, and I'm like, so I was all in on Edwards.
I hated him. He took a lot. He took JP's job. I was a Lossman fan. I won't lie. Took Lossman's job on an injury. But my favorite team that I had potential, if we're going to do a rewind, is the 2002 Buffalo Bills, which were stacked on offense. We just got Drew Bledsoe, Eric Moulds, Peerless Price. We had a fucking phenomenal running back in, what was his name? Travis Henry, who had 1,500 yards rushing that season. And our defense was terrible. Greg Williams, our head coach, god awful. If we had any other head coach, that would have been, I think, a pretty good team. But I was so hyped up, bro. Drew Bledsoe. Remember, we didn't have quarterback forever. And Drew Bledsoe coming to town, and he gave it his all, bro. He was a one and done. That was it. He tried the next season, he was so bad, bro.
Yep. Someone like Dan comes in and says he always thought they would be good too. That's what happens when you get good. And what's crazy is I heard something the other day that said, I can't remember who was talking about it. I was listening to one of the content creators said that the guy they were talking to somebody who was 22, and he realized how old he was because he's like, you've never known a good Bills team until now.
Right.
There's a generation that never went through the 90s. It made me really realize how truly old I am.
Oh, me too, dude.
Oh man.
When I see these young cats talking Buffalo Bills are 20 years old, 21, I'm like, dude, you have no fucking idea the pain and It's like the misery that not only the pain and the misery, I lived through the Super Bowl. So it was the heartbreak. Yep. Then it was the pain and the misery of fucking being terrible. And then finally we're here. But my God, it was a roller coaster ride.
Why comes in? Says I miss Losman running backwards and getting sacks.
Oh, leave Losman alone.
Well, Losman had a huge arm. The Losman to Lee Evans connection was always great. I thought Losman
he could run too. He was mobile.
Losman, we were a bad organization. We failed a lot of those guys.
Everybody.
Same with EJ Manuel. EJ wasn't as talented as a lot of them as from a passer standpoint. He was still failed by the organization.
Of course. Anyone, bro, any player was failed. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's my whole point with the molds thing. Any player that came to this team that was good, it didn't last very long, or they were gone because we could not keep a head coach, or we were so dysfunctional with the GM and the coordinators, and firing a coordinator midway through season, or trading this guy away, or we can't figure out the quarterback situation. I mean, bro, we never could get it right. Never. And that's because we never had a good GM, never had a good coach up until now, like for 20-something years.
Bills fan comes in and says, we're just kids. He goes back to the early 80s. I will tell you, I am 40. I'm
43, bro.
So I can't even say that, the early 80s was my thing. I'm starting to feel the old.
I'm 43, dude. I started watching 89 Cincinnati loss. I'll never forget it, bro. I was so excited for this team. I was like, and I only picked them, bro. I lived in Florida. I only picked them because of the colors. And I thought Jim Kelly was so cool in like in Thurman Thomas. I was like, oh, those guys look cool. Like, I don't know. Something about them, it like caught my attention, and boom, I was hooked. And then fucking misery. It's like heartbreak every.
This one's for you. This one's for you. Jack Me caught the live show.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Jack? He's from California, by the way.
Okay.
Mike, Cali guy. So he comes on.
Here's another one. Dan comes in and says, I do think it's the worst. It's bad getting suckered into a team and then they suck. Yes, it is. But you know what? I supported them and I love them.
Yeah, you got to. And it makes it more better. It makes it, bro, when you finally get good, right? It feels better. Like you stayed on the ride, man.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like I've hung in there and I'm part of it.
You deserve it.
You deserve I enjoy it, and I love talking crap because there was 20 years of getting crapped on, and I will enjoy every second of this run.
Right, bro. That's why I say to the people when they're like, "Oh, cocky Bills fan," I'm like, "Bro, are you fucking cocky, dude? This team's been terrible for like 20-something years, like, and I stayed with it. And I'm not even being cocky, but we're good. I'm gonna say we're good because I deserve that now. So get out of here.
Oh God, the draft picks. Yeah, we you know what? We'll save that for our draft pick show. We're getting way off. We're getting way off topic here. So
we're going history. We're the history of the Bills. Of the shitty Bills.
Let's bring this back to the D line. The rotation that they ran, the 9-man rotation that they ran on Sunday night, and it was to perfection. Hughes and Rousseau got 40+% of the snaps, and then everyone else had about between 20 and 25%, and then they just kept rotating them in.
That was the plan. Yep.
We had Rousseau with a sack. Rousseau had 5 tackles, 4 solo, a sack, a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, and a quarterback hit and an interception.
AFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And then Boogie Basham came in, had 3 tackles, 2 solo, a half sack, and a quarterback hit.
Okay, good for Boogie. Okay.
Yep. Then we go down, and Jerry Hughes had 1 tackle, no solos, a half sack, a quarterback hit, but he had a ton of pressure. And
bro, I don't care. Yeah, it's all about pressure, bro. That's fine. You're not getting to Mahomes. Mahomes, like we said last week, he only got sacked 5 times all season so far. So it's not like eight
QB hits on Mahomes. 8.
There you go. Yeah. That's there it is. And look, it was throwing them off. Yeah, it was throwing them off.
Rousseau, Basham, Oliver, Hughes, Zimmer had 2, Obata, and Epinesa. All of them were hitting him.
And those guys, when they hit you, buddy, let me tell you, when Zimmer hits you, you're gonna feel it. When AJ hits you, those two guys, when they lay the the hit on you, regardless sack or not, you're gonna feel it. I'm telling you that Mahomes was feeling it. He ain't gonna stay in the pocket too long. That's why, bro. Whenever he plays this, that's why he gets out of there pretty quick, bro. They have him out. Yeah. They do not want him in the pocket, bro. So
you truly want to know what the difference was from last year to this year? Our D line.
Oh yeah,
our D line harassed them from out the gate. And Spen 100%. Comes in and says it. He never had a chance to set his feet. He was always moving. And even when he had time, he felt the pressure from earlier, and he got out early and started running around, even when he could have stayed for the extra half a second.
Awesome. And they couldn't get the running game going. Because remember last season they got the running game a little going.
Yeah, we stuffed it.
We totally stuffed them. They had no running game.
Their running game looked good because Mahomes had a bunch of yards.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. That's I'm talking about the running backs.
When he ran, he didn't get down, and he was getting popped.
I'm shocked I'm surprised he wasn't getting down.
Well, he did that stupid run to the sidelines, and right before he gets there, he turns up. And we were smacking him every time he did that, and he was getting mad and he was complaining. I'm like, then don't try to get free yards.
Well, he did that last season where he lets up and he pretends he's going out of bounds, and then he doesn't, and he gets like 2 more yards. You know what I mean? He did that last season, so we're not going to play that game, bro. Once you're a runner, you're live, bro. There is no you're free to hit, bro.
And Spen, you are absolutely correct. Oliver and Starr are killing it this year. They don't have a ton of stats, but they are causing so much chaos in the back that our DNs are getting hits and sacks and batted balls and getting our quarterback off the spot and making bad throws. Like our D line is a problem. For people.
Dude. The Starr coming back was huge, bro. I said that in the beginning, man. Him coming back is gonna just help Oliver, help everybody.
Yep. And in here he's like, Jose D. Bills Mafia comes in and says the same thing, and they keep him fresh. Like they talked about that a ton.
That was the plan. That was the plan. That was the plan before the season. That's why they drafted back-to-back edge rushers. Like I didn't get it at first, and then I get it. Like now I get it. I understand now what they were going for. They're keeping Addison fresh. They're keeping Hughes fresh. They're just cycling these players through the game, man. Everybody's come, bro. It's like a nonstop wave of very good defensive edge rushers, and the offensive line can't keep up. So it's wonderful. What a great
Cody. I don't know. And I don't know if Harrison Phillips will be done after this year. We have yet to play a solid running team, so we haven't really needed those big DNs or the big D tackles. We've been playing, so this week will tell us a lot. If Butler and Harrison are in there, it's a game, it's a matchup game plan thing. If one of them is inactive, if Phillips is inactive this week against King Henry, it's going to tell you everything you need to know about Harrison. Chances are he's not coming back.
Correct. 100%.
And I like this one that comes in from Jose. It says, think about it, 17 games. They're all gonna be fresh. Like
100%.
Like this week, it was Hughes and Rousseau that got 40%. Earlier, it was Epinesa that was getting majority of the shares. They're just trading out.
That's it. Cycling through, man. Cycling through.
And Boogie Basham, is starting to pick it up. He's and I loved how they reduced both. Obata was a monster on the inside, man. He flashed. He was causing some problems.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Oh, I believe so too. Because at the end of the year, Hughes and Addison are gone, and I believe our four DNs is going to be Obata, Addison, Rousseau, and Boogie. And I wouldn't be surprised if they draft another one, or if they bring another one in via free agency just to give us more depth. Because
I want to be surprised.
They like to run those waves.
I think Hughes stays. If I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be shocked if Hughes does one more season and calls it retires a Buffalo Bill. I just wouldn't be surprised on that, and I wouldn't hate it either. To be honest with you,
if they brought him back as a backup,
as a one year last year guy, like they did Kyle Williams, like one more year, veteran guy in there, bro. It'd be great.
He's been part of the
I don't want him on him.
Veteran leader. I would have zero problems with them bringing him back next year, as long as it's not for a ton of money.
No, just a 1 year. And I'm sure, bro, if he's retiring, I'm sure he'd be like, you know what? Let's do 1 season, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, bro. Like, I don't, why would you want to pack up, his best days are behind it. You know what I mean? Like, after the season, that's probably a wrap for him. You know, and one more okay season he'll have next, and that's it. So retire a Bill, man, win a Super Bowl, and be happy, bro. You know what I mean? That's it. That's what I'm hoping for Jerry.
I don't know. Pierre brings up a good point. You know, he expects a D-line in the first round again. I don't know if we go D-line or if we go interior O-line.
I don't like. If I'll be honest with you, if first round, because we're gonna have a late first round unless we trade up, I'm either going offensive line or I'm going cornerback. I still think we need a good number 2. I would love, because imagine if we were to draft, just saying hypothetically, if Diggs would have fell to us, because I think we would have took Diggs if Diggs fell down that ladder in that first round. But but Dallas
went in the second.
No. Diggs went. I thought Diggs went. Oh, you're right. Second, right? And what the second? And we took. It was right before our pick, right?
Yeah. So we that
because we got AJ that year, correct?
We got he was
AJ. You're right. I'm sorry. So second round, he was right. Yeah. I mean, right before him. But my point is, man, imagine if we had like a Diggs, like, you know, my God, like nasty. I'm just saying. You know, I love AJ, but I'm just saying, like,
invest in that O-line. We need guards, center guard, and guard in the first 3 rounds. I'll tell you that's
bro. We do. Offensive lines, it all starts right there, bro. Yeah, I want to hate it.
Nope. So, let's come back to the Chiefs game. Going back, then the linebackers, we had Edmonds, and dude, he was a monster. He was all over the place. He's a different guy this year,
bro. He's getting in the backfield quick. Did you see that play? That running back, I forget his name. The commentator's like, what? Yeah, and bro, he came from the other side of the field, Edmonds, and blasted him, bro. Like, and I'm like, dude, that guy has a motor on him, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, Edmonds is like fast and big. And it was a great tackle, man.
You have to remember, he's only 23.
He's young,
and
bro.
You know, he's still super young. And this is the first year I've really seen him stop reading, and he sees and reacts, and he's coming down the hill. And he's not just like arm tackling; he's running through people. This year.
Yes, that was that was my knock on him from the first maybe 2 seasons. I felt like, man, his tackling he needed to improve on tackling. Even though he led our team in tackling, he just let a lot go too. Like, his tackles weren't. I just felt like he wasn't wrapping players up too good. You know, this season, bro. I think, bro, just to make a point, I think our whole team has gotten better tackling. Like, we were not good at tackling last season. I think our whole team has improved in tackling.
It has. We missed so many tackles last year.
Dude,
across the board. You know, I think we look a lot like the 2019 Bills defense with a better pass rush.
Yes.
You know, because in 2019 we didn't miss those tackles. Last year was just an odd year.
No, it was just was weird. Last season
it was. But that covers the defensive pieces that I want to talk about. Let's switch over to offense so we can get through this and then get into the Titans recap. You know, obviously, Josh was just impressive.
Yep.
You know, I mean, his stats were great. I think he was 15 of
didn't throw 26. Much.
He was 15 26 for 315 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
He had a 139.1 passer rating with a 91.5 QBR. You know, he ran the ball. They say 11 for 59, but really it was 8 for 63 because he had 3 kneel downs at the end.
Right.
You know, with the touchdowns. So he had, you know, total. He had almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Our running backs, they were okay.
Yeah, nothing special, but that's okay.
We had 17 carries for, 62 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then our pass catchers, you know, the wide receivers were productive. You know, Diggs had 2 for 69. You know, Emmanuel Sanders had 3 for 54 and 2 touchdowns. Gabriel Davis had 1 for 16. Cole Beasley had 1 for 5.
Right.
But the real star was Dawson Knox.
I called it. That was
3 for 117 and a touchdown.
That was my X Factor, Mikey. If you watch the show,
I caught the middle of the show. I didn't get to catch the end, so I didn't know who your X Factor was. 3 for 117 and a touchdown, and had 3 big long catches that were backbreakers.
He sure did.
You know,
he sure did.
He was
bro. He's coming around. He's coming around.
Tommy Sweeney had a catch for a yard, and then Devin Singletary had a catch and a drop.
Yeah, the drop, and I don't blame him on that. It was, I mean, he should catch those. Don't get me wrong, but it's if he would have caught it,
Zach Moss had 3 for 55.
No, Zach Moss much better this game at catching the ball than Singletary, or he was more involved, I would say, because it wasn't so much Singletary had all these missed. You know, he had two thrown his way, but the one that he dropped, if he would have caught it, it would have been negative yards. There was 3 guys in the backfield. So I'm not going to kill him on that play. You know what I mean? Like, in a way it worked out, but
Trek reviewer comes in and says, here's a guy who profiles a lot like Groot, LSU D end Ali Gay. I will have to check him out, Tech reviewer. I have not started any of the draft prep. I am enjoying every second of this season. So, but I'll get there. And through the off season, you know, me and Tommy will still be here every Friday night, and we'll be talking draft and off season plans, and we'll keep you guys, you know, and we'll have shows just like this where we'll bring you guys in and we can all talk about it. You know, that's the best part about our show, is having you guys throw stuff in the chat so we can have those conversations, because really the show's for you. You know, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we want. So, but yeah, Zach Moss, he's a better ball catcher than Singletary. Singletary's a better runner.
He is. I don't know if he's so much better. I think
he catches the ball.
I don't think so.
Singletary drops a lot of passes.
I don't think so. I have to disagree. I mean, I have to look at the stats to see what the. But Moss had a drop.
This offline, and
Moss had drop too. By the way, in this game, it wasn't like he was perfect. I'm pretty sure he had a drop as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So
I don't remember his drop. So if his drop, it was just, you know.
But listen, overall, the moral is I think they both work good in the system. I think they're getting used how Dable wants to use them, and that's fine. They're both, you know, doing their job. That's all I care about.
Exactly. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which one is doing it, as long as we're moving the chains and we're keeping people honest. Like this year, we have, you know, Josh isn't throwing 40 sometimes a game because he doesn't have to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like
I've been listening to all these people talk about, you know, MVP candidates, and it should be Tom Brady because he, you know, has the most passing yards, but he also throws 50 times a game.
Right.
That's why. Because they can't.
Well, we started that way against Pittsburgh. I'm telling you.
And
after
we
that loss,
really quick.
Yeah. After that loss, that's right.
We doing things.
I think Josh and Dable had a sit down, bro. I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, I thought I heard Josh say something like how they talked about, like, you know, what he liked, and, you know, they went over what he didn't like. And I'm telling you, I guarantee they scratched a lot of that away. A lot of that nonsense plays. Like, you can't throw 50 something. I mean, Mahomes threw for what in this game? 58 times, I think, something crazy. 53,
258 times for 270 yards.
Exactly. And how'd that work? It didn't work out too well. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying you can't. It won't be a game where Josh throws for 45, 50. There could be. There might be. Maybe a game where he's just, he's fucking feeling it, right? And we're playing a team that just cannot guard Diggs for that game or anybody. But you can't do it on because defenses eventually go, okay, all right, this is what you got. Okay, we're gonna play the pass. You're never gonna run. Okay, and that's where we failed that Pittsburgh game, because if we would have been like we are now, mixing up a little bit, we would have won that game. No problem. Man. I think we would have won that game.
Jack, I don't even want to get into the refs and the penalties.
Pissed me off. That Morse hold was bullshit. By the way,
you know what the one that bothers me the most is the one that was on Trey White when Kelsey fell down and pulled Trey White down and they threw a flag.
Yeah, that was bad. I thought the Morse
why.
one
That's the
was
one
bad
that
too.
bothered me the most. The Morse one was bad, but it was made up for on the personal roughing the passer call.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, I know me and you got into
50-50. It is technically. I know what you were saying.
It was,
but I'm just saying that's a referee decision. I think.
Yeah,
it wasn't so like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that.
I think he realized, like, I'm a diehard San Francisco Giants fan. And last night, the check swing that ended the playoff game in the series and with the Dodgers, who I hate the Dodgers like most people hate the Patriots.
Okay.
And they had a check swing that wasn't a check swing, and it ended it. That's kind of how I felt about that. Like, there should have been a makeup call somewhere. And like, oh, God.
There it is.
But
we'll take it.
But
hey, even with that makeup call, they had a chance to stop us. They could have. They could that Josh Allen hurdling you. It's not us. It's not our fault.
Did you hear the Rich Eisen interview with Josh and Rich Eisen?
Yeah,
Rich Eisen asked him about it, and Josh was like taking him through what's in his mind, and I seriously like laughed out loud listening to Josh try to explain it. Like I can picture him thinking about it as he's running and jumping this dude.
That's a good show, by the way. Just the real.
Rich Eisen,
I like him.
Wonderful.
I like him. Too. He feeds well off Josh, by the way, because Josh, he tries not to give too much. You know, Josh is humble. He doesn't want to be cocky. He could be, but he's just a humble kid, man.
Yeah,
he is. And, you know, they try to get it out of him now. Like they try to like so. He's just like
he
drinks
the processed juice. He drinks the processed juice. Matter of fact,
hey, it's just another game. You know, I'm just worried about next week. It's just another game, and you know, like
at the end of the day, guys, the Titans don't give a shit what we did on Sunday night. If we're not ready for them, they're going to pound us into the ground. So yes, it's just another game because I have to get ready for another one. You know, I'll tell you.
How was the plane ride back? Well, it was just okay. We just were looking at the play,
getting some sleep because it was super late. But Stephon Diggs had a press conference this week, and he was talking about, you know, people were trying to say, "Oh, are you getting angry? Is Beasley getting angry because you're production?" He's like, "No, you know, I'll tell you, it's a different Stephon Diggs. Him being a captain, he's changed his whole mindset. Granted, he threw that in there a couple times. You know, I would like the ball, but at the same time, I just tell Dawson Knox, hey, if I'm getting you open, you gotta give me part of your check."
Yes, yeah. Hey, I gotta tell you, man. I said it. Remember, I don't know if you were when you came on my show on Monday. But I was talking a little about Diggs, and I was telling you, man, it's funny that, you know, when he's coming from Minnesota, I don't watch really other football teams. Like, I don't pay attention to their locker rooms. I hear what I hear, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
And all I heard was Diggs is this cancer, and good luck with Diggs, and he's just oh, good luck, you know. Oh, here we go. And bro, the guy's been nothing but like kind of a saint. I mean, he's been a great locker room guy. He's been. And the most important thing, awesome to Josh Allen, like really good dude with Josh Allen, like, and just a good bro. He's a captain already, second season with us. He says the right things. You don't see him getting in trouble. He's just a good overall person. I mean, I don't know where that mess was talking, you know, in Minnesota.
They were mad. They were mad because he wanted out. And he was tweeting about wanting out.
I don't know how that.
But he's talked about it a little bit. And he doesn't.
But that doesn't mean he was a cancer in the locker room. It doesn't mean he was a bad teammate.
He said he became a bad teammate when he realized he didn't want to be there anymore. That's what Diggs said out of his own mouth. But at the end of the day, what he wanted, and he came out and said, he's like, I wanted someone who wants it as bad as I want it.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's everybody in this Bills locker room wants it as bad as I want it.
Right. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And bro, not only that, different philosophy as far as coaching goes, right? Different mindset, right? You got a different GM talking to him. Trust me. I'm sure a lot went into the Diggs thing. I'm sure they did their homework, and Diggs was super happy, bro. So Emmanuel Sanders, another stand-up guy coming here, bro.
Yeah.
Love him too, bro. I love his press conferences.
I love the calming presence that he brings.
Yes,
the calming presence.
He's just, hey man, like he's just like, all right, man. So it's just like, so this is how we're gonna do it.
My ring and then be on a beach next year because I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna get my ring. I'm gonna help Buffalo get a ring, and then I'm gonna retire while these guys are at camp. I'm gonna be on a beach sipping a beer. That's
it.
You know,
it's I kind of hope we want him another season, bro. Emmanuel, I would not mind him back another season.
For him to come back. I think he's done after this year.
Yeah.
Especially if we win it, he's going to go out on top. If we don't win it for some reason, God forsaken, knock on wood, we don't win it reason, he may come back. He seems to really enjoy.
Why wouldn't he? Yeah, he could go back for a friendly deal. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jackman comes in and says he's been on Titans live streams and they're nervous.
As fuck. You didn't read the rest. The AF is as fuck.
The AF.
Can I say that? Can I say that? Can I say that?
The AF is hidden behind my camera, so I was trying to be PC because otherwise I'd be like around my camera.
Well, I'll say it for you as fuck. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
So you know what? I'll tell you. They should be.
Fuck yeah, they should be. You kidding me?
They should be. Bills are coming for that ass.
Yes, we are. That's another flag being planted in another home stadium. Put it that way. Are we moving on to this game now? Are we talking about the Titans now?
One last thing before I get into
okay.
The offensive line. The change when Ford went to the bench and Brown was inserted and could be the difference this year.
It could be. It could.
Because Spencer Brown is an animal.
Did you see
him and Groot, dude? Him and Groot, they're just animals. They're different. Groot took their right tackle in the first play and threw him to the ground on a running play, and they're like, "Okay, I can't go over there," And it didn't matter if it was Frank Clark that was lined up on him or if it was the other guy that was lined up on him. Spencer Brown showed the Chiefs who their daddy was,
dude, and the fact that he gets out on those Josh Allen runs, and is just trucking people downfield. Can you imagine a guy that size, giant ass motherfucker running at you full speed?
I wouldn't want that.
Dude, that guy's legit, bro. I told you, I was saying that and when they were in training camp. I'm like, I'm just hearing like how big and strong and how he can move. And preseason came along, and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy has some potential. He could. I didn't know this. I didn't think he'd be this great.
Another traits guy that came from a small school that Bobby Johnson got his hands on, and he just got better faster than we expected him to.
Dude, watch out for Spencer Brown, because he's not even there yet. He's still learning on the job, man.
Yeah. But, at the end of the day, I like it. Our guards are still a little suspect at times, but Mitch Morse has been helping them. And
I'm still not crazy about the run blocking. Yeah, I'm still not crazy about the run blocking.
It's okay. It's still early. We still have.
No, it is early. I'm just not as of now.
Yeah.
I still think they kind of sometimes when the run blocking is a little. I think the pass blocking's. It's weird though when Josh gets out of the pocket to run or design Josh Allen runs. I feel like they block way better.
Right?
Right.
We're like can't let them hit my quarterback. Can't let them hit my quarterback.
Yeah, Devin. We'll let Devin could take it.
Okay, so let's look at. Let me switch the banners real quick. We'll start with the injury reports. I looked at the injury reports today. A lot of the Titans guys are coming back. So like AJ Brown and Julio Jones and all those guys. Chris Farley, all those guys were full goes today. So I didn't put them on the report. For us, it was Tywan Jones, who didn't practice, and Matt Milano's been limited so far this week. But other than that, it's been vet rest days. We were like 20 deep last week with injuries. We have basically like two guys this week.
Yeah. No, I think we'll have everybody. I think Milano will play this game. Seems like he's going to be good to go. I don't see. I think everyone's good to go. Like I don't think any key guys are going to be out of this game.
So the Titans preview is sponsored by CBDX.com. Promo code HTS for 20% off. For all
High to the sky.
Yep. For all your
it's that hashtag sports. My bad.
Yep. Hashtag sports. Or high to the sky. I like that one too. So CBDX.com is one of hashtag sports sponsors. We appreciate everything that they do for us. So if this is in your bucket, go to CBDX.com, promo code HTS, and get your 20% off. So now we are going to move into the preview. We're moving into the preview.
Oh,
Bills Titans, buddy. Bills Titans.
here we go.
Here we go. So, you want to start on offense? Or you want to start on defense? Where you want to start?
Don't matter.
We'll start.
We'll go on deep. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Titans offense. King Henry, X Factor.
Beast. He's a beast. No doubt. He's a running back that only a few play like right now. Probably him and Nick Chubb are probably the only two guys that are like your traditional real running backs right now that are like getting a ton of carries. Like those two guys like come to mind. That's about it. But the running game doesn't really exist anymore in the NFL. So I'm really surprised. But bro, you got to. The guy is just a beast. But we play Derrick Henry pretty well, to be honest with you. So I'm not really super concerned about him and the way our defense is playing. Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I do agree. This is a different team. This defense is different than any other team we've had in the past. We've always had a good secondary, but our front seven is different this year. I don't think they're going to be able to do much against us. And when we get into the score predictions, you'll see why I think that. I started the year off very modest. Very, very modest. I did, but I'll tell you, 6 weeks in, 5 weeks in, they made a believer out of me, dude.
Yeah.
I say good luck to the Titans, because at the end of the day, they're going to scheme up how to stop Julio and AJ Brown, and it's going to be 7-on-6 in the run game. Do I think Henry's going to get some yards? Yes, he'll still get some yards. I even have him getting a touchdown, but I think it's going to be a blowout, and I think they're going to have to abandon the run early because we're going to get up big.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't. I remember I mentioned that. I think our very first episode we ever did and Mario came on, and I said the problem this season with teams running against us is that our offense is going to be scoring at will, and I think it's going to be tough for them to keep on that doing the running game. Mind you, I didn't think that our run defense was going to be so solid like it is. So now you got to factor that in, right? So no, bro. I think teams trying to run against us is not happening anymore. Good luck, and you got to go to the air. Look at the Chiefs. Look at the Dolphins. Look at the go ahead and try. You're gonna fail quick, and you're gonna get down so fast. You have no other choice. You can't keep playing the running game. So yeah, it's gonna happen. Now I would say watch for the screens in this game with Derrick Henry, because I do notice sometimes with our defense we give up a little chunks of yards on those screen plays. We've given up a big touchdown, right? Like to what was it, the Washington on a screen play. So we gotten burned a few times, so just got to watch that. Other than that, man, I think we'll be fine.
T. Dobbs comes in here and says Henry's burnt out at the end of last season. I'll tell you, he's going to be even more burnt out at the end of this season with the usage they've put on him. He's on pace for 400 and something carries this year. That dude is an animal. He's a freaking nature. That guy just to be that big and that fast is stupid. That shouldn't be allowed.
You're frozen, Mikey.
Am I?
Yeah.
I hear you just fine.
No, I mean your bodies.
Oh, okay.
Come out, log out, log back in. So it's me. It's me. I just wanted him to get the hell out of the room now.
Am I back?
Mikey, you're still choppy, but that's all right. We'll deal with it.
Am I choppy to everyone else? I wonder if it's on your side.
I don't know. You're just I can hear you fine, but you're Mad Max right now. Okay. You're but I don't know.
So chat, tell me, am I Mad Max on your guys' side, or is it just Tommy?
Oh, it must be me. He says you're fine, Apex.
Okay.
So maybe it's me.
It just must be on your
God
side.
Damn it.
It's not my fault this time.
Son of a bitch. Let me see here. All right, Go ahead, Mikey. Take over, Mikey.
Yeah, no problem. Do you want me to get you out of here?
Yeah, kick me out.
Okay.
I'll come back in.
Okay. So it's just me now. So we're gonna go into AJ Brown and Julio, with them both back this week. It's probably the best receiving duo from a wide receiver standpoint that we're gonna see. I don't think it's the best, total receivers, because we've dealt with Hill and Kelsey. Oh, looks like he's back. You back, buddy?
I'm back.
Okay.
Better than ever.
I was talking about AJ Brown and Julio as they're back. I think it's the best wide receiver duo we're going to see all year, or at least until the Tampa Bay game, when we see the trio of the Tampa Bay receivers. But I'm not sure it's going to be the best actual receiving duo, because we just dealt with Hill and Kelsey. I want us to do the same thing we did with them. Get physical.
No doubt. Yeah. You got to be physical. I think, but this game plan is going to be a little different than the Chiefs. I think we can get. Listen, we own Tannehill for the most part. I mean, since he played for the Dolphins, I think we'll blitz a little bit more, because we didn't blitz it. I don't think we have any blitzes on Mahomes, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we didn't blitz. We didn't blitz one time.
Okay, exactly. So I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to blitz a little bit more in this game. I actually see us having a decent game as far as sacks goes. And I think we're going to get after him. Like I said, I think this is going to be a total differently game than you saw from last season. Last season was just a lot went into that game last season, so I won't really go into it, but you all know why. Like, I don't want to blame it all on that, but I have a reasonable excuse to kind of blame it on what happened.
Yeah. Over, under, how many quarters does Julio play before he leaves with a hamstring? That poor guy, man. Like, Julio was one of those freaking natures for a long time. And really those soft tissue injuries are tough to get back from.
Yeah.
And it could easily, if he's not 100%, it could easily pop again. It's why I don't want us to play Milano this week. I would rather give Milano another week off and then into our bye week.
Yeah.
And if there's ever a team we want to play AJ Klein, it's this week against Henry. Let him come down and hit somebody.
I was hearing that too. Like, why, bye week's coming up. If we could play Klein one more week, we can deal without him. But, I mean, dude, if he's ready, he's ready. I mean, I don't think the coach is thinking. I don't think he's going to do that. You know what I mean? They don't just. But maybe, who knows? McDermott this season, he's not afraid to sit you if you're not 100%. Like, I noticed he's been doing that this season, right? So, very possible. But I think if he's 100%, bro, he's a go. Like, I don't think they're just going to sit him at 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Spend this year's Edmonds versus Henry in a one-on-one? Yes.
Whew.
This year's Edmond, I would absolutely love to see that, because he's a different player this year than he was last. Last year was a little tentative. This year he's running through people.
Shit,
I like this one.
Even Epinesa.
Groot versus Henry.
Yeah, Groot and Epinesa. I'll take Epinesa on Henry. I think Epinesa can hold his own. Epenesa's a big boy too, man. He's very athletic and can hit.
Mm-hmm.
But Groot's a little bit more leaner.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Groot really lay the smackdown on anybody. I'm not saying he can't, but I don't know if he's like that type of player. I think he's more of a.
I think he will be
long. He could be, but I think that's in time. I think.
Yeah.
Remember, he's learned. Listen,
he's young.
With Rousseau, we got to backtrack a little bit, and I think that's what McDermott was kind of going to.
Mm-hmm.
He's only played, let's be real, one season as a freshman in college, right? One. He opted out. Then he missed all last season. Now he's in the NFL, right? He's starting pretty much, and he's learning on the job. So, bro, he still has to gain weight. Like, you're going to be, I'm telling you, next season, you're going to see a bulkier, maybe 10 more pounds heavier Gregory Rousseau. You're going to see a Rousseau that's a little bit quicker. Just everything. His hand movement, his technique's going to be different. So this is nothing. I keep telling people, what you're seeing now is like nothing compared to what he can get to. That's the crazy part about Rousseau. Yeah. That's what I love. That's why I love him, man.
I'll tell you, when they drafted him, I was excited. I was one of the few. that was excited because
me too.
Because I saw the potential. You know, I heard a lot of the draft pundits talk about it and say, you know, he cleaned up a lot of other people's sacks in college. I'm like, perfect. That's what the Bills are missing is someone else to clean up the sacks.
Right.
No, but that's what we were missing. Like last year, we put a lot of pressure. Jerry Hughes is a pressure king, and he pushes people away. But we never had anybody who could follow up and
complete it.
And if that, even if Groot never truly learns multiple pass rush moves and all he does is clean up everyone else's, he's gonna be great.
I'm good. I'm good with that. But not only is he doing that though, what I think what's more impressive is him getting in the backfield, causing havoc on, like, let's say a running back who's bro, he's so long. I've seen him like reach out his arms and trip up a running back that a normal player would not. Yeah, dude, we're just get his hands on a guy where I don't think another player could because he doesn't have the length. This guy, I'm telling you, man, when he gets everything down, it's going to be a big problem for offensive linemen. They have no idea yet what's in store when Rousseau gets to where he needs to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the most impressive things about Groot has been his run defense. I wasn't expecting that from him. How he sets the edge, he stays patient, and he's not worried about getting to the quarterback at the end of the day. He's about keeping him, stays disciplined, keeps the edge like he's supposed to, and then he sheds off because his arms are so freaking long. He keeps them away,
right?
And then he goes. You can go one way or the other depending on where they're at. And I'll tell you, the few times that Mahomes was able to get around him was because he was held.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so many, bro. Are we gonna get on that? But by the way, yeah. And just real quick to wrap up the Rousseau talk, he hardly gets any penalties thrown his way. No, he doesn't jump off sides much. I don't even think he has. Like, he doesn't hold. He doesn't hit the quarterback late. He doesn't do anything stupid. Like, he's playing really smart. When those quarterbacks, I've seen a few times, he'll have them shifting. He doesn't bite too often. He just stays in the play. He's just really being a smart player, man. And that's huge in this game. You got to be smart. You can't just be physical. You got to have both. And that Gregory Rousseau, man, bro,
like they
we
said,
stole him. we stole him. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, it's one of the few positives that's come out of COVID for us. Because if people would have saw him play last year, he would have been a top 10 pick. There's zero chance he falls to Buffalo.
No doubt about it. Because he would. I really believe. He had 15 sacks, 15 and a half. I think even if, let's say he played a little bit less, than I still think he would have got 12, 13 sacks and would have still been a good year for him. Top 10, no doubt about it. So, yeah, you're right. 100%. COVID, it helped. For sure it helped. So.
Groot, one comes in here and says, if it weren't for Mario and Jerry, Groot would be starting. Groot is starting. It's Jerry and Groot are the two starters. Addison comes in with AJ Epinesa on the rotation.
Which I love. I love
Groot
it.
Is one of the starters. It's because he's so good. I mean, there has been games where Groot didn't start and Addison did, but I think it has a lot to do with the game plan.
Yeah, but it's shifted. I think Groot's just the guy now.
Yeah. Like he's and yes, he absolutely Pierre has outplayed Jalen Phillips.
Of course.
Like, the expectation for him coming in for Groot wasn't to start him this year. They thought they would have to red shirt him this year and bring him along. They had planned on putting him on the AJ Epinesa plan, but he came in and he learned so quick and he just kept making plays. And they're like, I can't keep this guy out of the lineup. He's just too good.
Right. It would be doing our team a dishonor, can't do that. You got to play him.
Really what was happening is against the second team when Josh was playing, he kept just harassing Josh over and over and over and just became a pest. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll put him on the first team and see what he does. And then he did it there too. And they're like, the guy's just good.
Yeah, no, dude, he's good with so much potential. So much potential.
Yeah. Someone comes in here and says the Fins picked the wrong DN out of the U. The Fins also picked the wrong quarterback.
They also picked the wrong quarterback. Yeah.
They also picked the wrong quarterback.
Weren't you a Tua guy, though? No, Mikey, are you now believing that maybe not?
No, I'm not. I was never a Tua guy. I'm just not a guy who gives up on someone quick.
I listen, I I agree with you in that sense. Like I do have the same philosophy as you do in a way. I have the 3-year rule. I always call it the 3-year rule, right? For a coach, for a player, you got to give them at least 3 seasons to improve, right? To show something. But there's also a but in there. If you see what you see in the first season and he comes out the second, same as a coach, and he continues to play or coach the same way with 0 results, you kind of got to start doing this, right? Like, right? You have to, dude. Like, and bro, for a bad team, right? Like the Buffalo Bills were, the Dolphins are. Now is not the time to be picking wrong quarterbacks. You know, like you're going backwards. Like, so you got to make your mind up what you want to do. But bro, not to get on Dolphin talk, but they got way worse issues than their quarterback. Their defense is horrendous. So I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. They're a bad team right now. They're a fucking bad team. And I had them losing to the Jags, by the way. Yeah. So if any Dolphin fan out there, they're fucking losing it. I promise you.
I will. This is the last thing I'll say about Tua, and then we'll get off of it. I wasn't ever a true Tua believer because I don't believe in any Alabama quarterback. They have first-round draft picks on the offensive line. They have first-round draft picks in the backfield, and they have first-round draft picks at receiver. How can a quarterback truly grow with that much talent? It's going to take – and I'm not saying that he can't be good, but he's going to need time to figure it out in the NFL because he's going from all those first-round draft picks to a locker room where you don't have a bunch of first-round draft picks.
Yeah, all around you need to show out, right? Where you got to come in.
He was throwing to. He was throwing to Ruggs and Devonta Smith and a Waddle, and there's more of them. Jerry Jeudy, and I mean, there's a ton of them.
Don't remember they had an offensive line that were like that whole team is stacked. Right? They're protecting him well. He's not worried about getting slammed.
Jalen Hurts. If you watch Jalen Hurts last night, he doesn't look all that great. He was an Alabama quarterback.
I'm not.
Mac Jones, everyone's talking him up, but I'll tell you, the few games I've seen him, Mac Jones is a check down king.
Yeah, dude. Well, they don't have much, to be honest. Over there.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So we'll see. You got to give him enough. I think he's looking the best. I'll be honest with you. Out of two, if you were going to compare the two, I'm just saying because Tua has more weapons than Mac Jones right now. But that's Bill Belichick's fault, by the way.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll get off of that talk. Going back to the chat, Boogie said, "Why did he go down with the tipped interception?" It's funny that you say that because Jordan Poyer asked the same thing. We need to teach that young man because he used to be a receiver. I think he was just wanting to secure the turnover and give the ball back to Josh. He didn't care about getting extra yards. In the future, if he tips it up like that, he'll take off running.
It almost looked like he slipped, though. I don't know if he purposely went down. It was a weird play. Remember, it was raining and shit. Like, I don't know if, like, I think it was an awkward play. He tipped it, and remember, on tip drills, it's like, I'm shocked he saw the ball, because a lot of times when players tip, especially on defense, they're terrible at, like, finding the ball in the air.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, the guy that initially tipped it, he cannot, it's usually they never get the ball. Very rare. Yeah. And for him to tip it, find it, was impressive just in that, because most players swat the shit out of it. They don't see it. Bro, he tipped it perfectly, found it, and I think he just kind of slid into the, like he kind of fell into it, but whatever. I don't, where was he going? Like, that's fine. He got us the ball.
You know what? At the end of the day, the way I look at it is catch the ball, get down, young fella. You got an offense that will handle it.
That's fine. Defense edge. I don't need him getting hurt. Some idiot tackle him on his legs.
Right? Young fella, get that and catch it, secure it. The fact that
was
you
a big
able
stop.
to tip it and catch it, that was a huge stop.
Yeah, huge, bro. They were right there. They're in the freaking red zone. I mean, we were only up, I think, 11, right?
Yeah.
At that point. I mean, that was a momentum swing.
Yeah.
If they score a touchdown there, we may be talking different right now, because then they're only down like 3 points if they go for 2. You know what I mean? I mean, they're right there in the game. So I'm just saying, like, huge momentum swing at that point.
It was a huge play. Derek comes in and says, he's a DN that used to play wide receiver.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in high school, he was a tall ass wide receiver. We are living in wildest dreams land, as Joe Miller always coins. It's awesome, isn't it? Like, we've spent an hour and 20 minutes, talking about 2 separate games, and we keep going back to our defense and how great they look this year. Like, we really even haven't talked about the offense that much because honestly, the offense was okay. Like, they hit big plays, but they were okay.
Yeah. Tough game to be offense, though.
Yeah,
that was a tough environment with the rain. You got to remember too the hour and a half halftime, the bad peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. A lot going to affect.
Josh came out and said he's a 60-40 jelly guy. 40.
Yeah. So I mean, what's with that, dude?
It is. And then moving on, their O-line is struggled. It hasn't looked like the old O-line of the Titans. I'm excited to see what our front seven is going to do to them.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Too, Derek. I am a 60-40 jelly guy too.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, give me a little bit more jelly, man. No, their offensive line is to me in this game, what stands out the most is their defense is not very good, bro. Mm-hmm. I think they're like one of the worst at like passing defense, or up like 20-something, 26 against the pass. That's why I think Allen's going to have a pretty decent game against this Titans defense, because they're going to be
without Christian Fulton, who's their best cover guy.
Right. Yeah. So that
and my X factor, Stephon Diggs. He's going to eat this game.
I think so too, but I'm not going him again. I'm going to do a back to back, as Drake would say. And I'm going Dawson Knox.
You're going Knox for your offensive X factor?
Yeah, I'm going back to back, man.
Wouldn't that be 3 straight times? Would that be 3 straight games?
No. I think I went Singletary on one of them.
You went the first one, but in week 3, I'm pretty sure you went Knox. Week 4, you went, or
did I win that one?
You went Knox. Yeah, you did. Because
I went.
Knox has had touchdowns every game.
Oh, well then I'm killing it.
You are killing it. Okay. Keep picking him, and he keeps scoring touchdowns.
All right. I'll go for the triple. I'm going Knox again.
Pierre, you bring up a great point here about McKenzie. McKenzie's his X factor.
I love McKenzie.
We're not seeing much McKenzie on offense this year, and I think it's because how much he's spending on special teams. I can't wait to see, and I don't know why he hasn't been activated yet. Let's unleash the speed demon. Where's Stevenson at?
What's funny? Real quick, I know we're running a little behind, but I did a video on Marquez when we drafted him, and his mother commented on my video 2 days ago.
Really?
Yes. I thought that was so cool, man, because somebody put, "Oh, his mother must be proud," and I see his mom quote back like, or said something. I forget what she said, but I'm like, oh, that's really cool, man, because not many people did. Marquez Stevenson, hey, I believe in this guy. Nobody was really. I was probably the only guy.
Yeah, you've been on the Marquez train from the beginning.
Yeah, I heard he's back in camp though. I did hear that he was at in training.
So they've reactivated him. They get a certain amount of weeks to either once the 3 weeks is up to let him practice, and then to activate him, or shut him down for the whole year.
Yeah, I thought I heard somewhere that he was at back at practice. I meant not training, practice. I heard he was back at practice. I could be wrong though. You might want to double check that.
Cole Beasley could be an X factor this week. Spin comes in and says that it's 21 days. So once they designate him to come back, he has 21 days to either be activated or put back on the IR for the rest of the year.
Okay.
So, because last year they did that.
I would activate him.
Yeah, last year they did that with they did that with Hodgins, and then they shut him down for the whole year.
Yeah, there's something with Hodgins. I don't know. We'll see how that works next season for him, but he's probably on his last one though.
He's on the practice squad learning.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I mean, this offense is so deep that Gabe Davis, who is a great receiver, doesn't even get many targets. Stephon Diggs isn't getting targets.
I'm telling you, I think this season, bro, you're starting to see, and this has to do with Josh Allen's growth. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen is starting to feed everybody. Like, everybody's getting a piece of the pie now. So Josh Allen last season, his go-to was Diggs. It was the Diggs and Allen connection. And some guys were kind of left out, and Beasley a little bit. But now I think Allen's so comfortable in reading his reads and going to his second and third options that he's just seeing the field so much better. And that's why you're seeing now Dawson Knox getting more involved. You're seeing Emmanuel Sanders, who, by the way, has only played 5 weeks on this team, right? Didn't barely played any preseason, one preseason game, one quarter. It's not like he had a great connection with Josh early on, because I think they didn't. At first, they were kind of feeling each other. But boy, has that changed. So like Josh is just kind of feeding he's just reading the field so much better. And yeah, bro, he doesn't need to throw 60 times for him to throw for 300 yards. He can throw 15 to 20 times.
21 yards of completion.
Right.
It's fine.
And remember, I told you, by the way, to quick say this. I did say this to Mario, what I wanted to see against the Chiefs. And he did it, was I wanted to see Allen roll out a little bit more to give those receivers time to break open. And that's what he did. I felt like our biggest plays were when Allen was kind of rolling out. It gave Knox the opportunity to break free, right? Because the corner's like, is Allen running? Is he taking? Should I stop? Should I put? And boom, Knox is gone. Right before you know it, Knox too athletic.
Yeah.
When Allen's on the move, man, he's the best quarterback to throw on the run, hands down. And I just love it when he gets out of the pocket, man.
Yeah, I want to get back to the chat here.
Derek
go ahead. Said he heard rumors of Beasley leaving by trade deadline. I haven't heard any of that.
I heard.
Matter of fact, Diggs was just talking about how he was dancing around at practice and having a good old time, and they all realized, their offense is so good that there's nothing more they can do.
I'd be shocked if we make any trades.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be very surprised if we make any splash trades.
I would love to see Stevenson be put out there and run a go route and let Josh just throw it as far as he can. That would be awesome. I have a feeling that's going to be future seasons, not this season.
Right. But you think there's going to be any trades? I don't think there's going to be any splash trades, bro. If we're going to do any trades, it's going to be like a guy that's not on like a practice squad guy, maybe, or like a rotational guy.
If we deal anybody, it'll be someone like Addison that we deal because we have so many that we don't want to deactivating all of our DNs. Like,
I can see that.
It'll be someone like that. I don't see us really.
Cody Ford potentially.
Cody Ford.
He
could be,
because you never know.
We have
Botker
and we have Bates who can fill in.
Right.
It'll be someone like that.
Right.
Yes, I am 100% with you, Evan. Our punter. Oh my God.
But he holds the ball so well.
He does. That's the reason why I haven't been screaming for a new punter, because you know what? Bass has been money, and if Bass is happy with him, I'm happy with him.
Right.
I mean,
the punts are terrible. He's bad.
Guy.
Did I not tell you he holds the ball? He seems to hold it forever, number one. I'm shocked teams don't rush more. And when he finally gets rid of it, it's like 35 yards. It's like, yo, dude, you're holding it forever. Punt the shit out of it then. Like, what are you doing? Bad, bro. He's a bad punter, but he's a good holder, man. And it's all good, man. As long as he doesn't get any more blocked punts, I don't care.
No, we do not need Bojo back. Bojo cannot hold a football.
Holding.
Dude, did you see the Green Bay game? The Green Bay kicker was yelling at him.
Did he?
He missed 3 straight field goals, and he was yelling at Bojo because he wasn't holding the ball correctly.
He can't get it down right. That's his knock. You know what? I actually I like the guy. Like, I think he's a good personality. He's a good kicker. Like, he could boot the fuck out of a football. But my God, he cannot hold the ball. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that block was not on Hack, but he also didn't help himself at all.
Right, no, I know, I get that. Yeah, we've talked about that. But he did still. He holds the ball forever. Look at his punts. It takes forever to get rid of him.
Pierre, you're not far off. Pro Bowl, Bass will be a Pro Bowler, and Hack will be part of the reason. He did it with Jason Sanders. I'll tell you, the dude can hold all day.
Right.
The dude is money, and all Bass has to do is kick it. He never has to worry about anything else. And you know what?
Right. Yeah,
if he shanks a few, I'm good with it because our defense will hold up.
Yeah, no doubt. Which they did, which they have. So.
Yeah. The one Evan comes in and says, if we can combine Bojo's kicks and Hack's hold, you get the perfect punter.
Right.
So going over to the Titans defense, their D line is their key. Jeffrey Simmons is a monster.
Mhm.
Harold Landry is it Landry? Harold. Their D end, their pass rusher. They have a pass rusher that's really good. But those two guys are their keys. On the linebackers are underwhelming, to say the best. They remind me a lot of Miami's linebackers, the Texans linebackers. We could eat the middle of the field all day.
Right.
Their corners, their secondary is banged up bad.
They're bad. They're one of the worst.
Banged up. It's their safety, Kevin Bard. He's their X factor in the secondary. You stay away from him and just eat the corners, because you have a rookie who hasn't played much in Farley, and then you have a bunch of backups, because Fulton is their there's their number one corner, and he's out.
Right.
I have a feeling it's going to be a get right game for the offense. If you want to call it a get right game, I think the offense has been fine. They just haven't been clicking on all cylinders yet. But I have a feeling Josh is going to eat. The receiver's going to eat. Diggs is going to have a huge game. Knox will probably catch another touchdown. It's going to be a big one. I have it 37-13.
Okay. I got it.
That's my prediction.
41-17.
41-17?
Yeah, I'm going to give them 17. I already said that. They might score less, but I'm going to stick with the 41-17. I think Derrick Henry will probably get 85 to 95 yards rushing. That's what I'm going to predict about him. And I think as far as defense goes, we're going to have a couple interceptions, and we're going to have at least 4 to 5 sacks. We're going to have a big day on defense. The sacks are going to be there for sure. I think we're going to get to Tannehill. And I think Josh will throw for 4 touchdowns. I think Moss will have another and a couple field goals, man. And
I told you before the live stream, I think it's going to be 37-6, and they're going to get a garbage time touchdown.
Yeah. Well, it's very, very possible. Either way, we see him routing them. I don't see this a close game. We're going to score fast and often, I think, against that terrible cornerback position they got there. They're one of the worst in the league against the pass. I do want to see Allen get out of the pocket a little bit, get away from the rushers, get on the move. You might even see Allen have a decent game running, by the way, because of that. Because then maybe they play more of a zone coverage because they're so bad. And maybe our running backs. And I think Singletary actually will have a decent game. I'm going to call Singletary for about 75 yards, which is, that's not crazy, but I think he can get 75 against that defense. So, that's where I see it.
All right. Matt, the weather report is the last I checked.
Nice,
it looked like it was supposed to be nice.
70 something.
I know someone up here was talking about F.A. Obata. Someone wanted to see F.A. I'm not sure F.A. is going to be active this week.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a King Henry game. I have a feeling we're going to go heavy on the D tackles and not on the, we'll have our 4 main edge rushers that rotate, and we'll have more defensive tackles that rotate. I could be wrong. We'll see.
We will.
Pierre Martinez comes in and says 31-24.
Close. He has it close.
Yeah. I just don't see them being able to hang with us. Like I've watched one of the Tennessee Titans games, and I'm just not impressed by what I see.
Tannehill
hasn't had any time
having a bad
with
year.
Julio. He hasn't had any time with Julio to get the connection down because Julio's been hurt.
Right.
AJ Brown, I really think they miss Jonnu Smith as his safety blanket. They really miss that. That was his safety blanket, and they don't have that now. AJ Brown is a freak of nature, and he could have a huge one. But at the end of the day, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think Trey will do his job.
How many sacks? This is a question for you, Tommy. How many sacks do you see? You see 5 sacks?
4 to 5. I'm going to say about 4 or 5 sacks. I think total 4 or 5, which isn't crazy. We had last week when we weren't even blitzing 2 or 3 sacks. So I think you're going to see this defense like the Dolphins defense. I think we're going to send multiple blitzes in different areas. So you might see a Jordan Poyer sack. You know what I mean? You're going to see maybe if Matt Milano plays. Yeah, you're going to see Milano. You're going to see Milano. Yeah, I think we're going to disguise our defense. I don't think we're going to play that safety kind of KC type of defense that we played. There's no need. There's no Tyreek Hill that's going to burn you. They don't have a Kelsey type of tight end that you get.
Ooh,
I think we got to, go ahead. Now.
Ooh, Evan, 54-20.
Hey, I love it. I hope so. I don't hate it.
Me too. Wow. Okay.
A 50 spot.
Tommy has been on point. You're right, Jack. Tommy has been on point so far with the scores. Effie, I know Effie can play on the inside. He's been inactive a couple games this year when they had running games going. So I think he's going to be used more against passing teams than he will be against running teams. But I could be wrong. We'll find out this week. We'll see if he was inactive early because he was still learning, and if they now trust him.
Sucks Monday. I love Sunday night, Monday night games and stuff like that. But man, the weight is like
33-17. I know. I'm like, I don't want to wish my weekend away, but man, I want my Bills to play.
It's just like, get here already, man. Now I got to wait till Monday. It's like a whole new week.
Right? Okay, I need your X factor for your defense. Who's your defensive X factor?
All right, my defense. I already said my offense. So defense. Who's going to eat this game? I'm going to say because we're going to get sacked, so it's going to be some Gregory Rousseau.
You're going with Groot again?
Yeah, again. Groot. Got to, man. Love Groot.
I think the X factor.
I think I picked Groot last
3 weeks. You always pick Groot. You grab your guy and you go with it. Honestly, I think this week, I think he's going to be star. I don't know if he's going to get a ton of. I don't think he's going to get a ton of stats, but I think he's going to wreak havoc on that offense.
Pierre says how many Josh Allen yards? I think anywhere from 350 to 400, somewhere around there. If I had to guess, I'm going to say 4 touchdowns passing.
Oh, I am so sorry, Evan. It's a long wait. I'm so sorry that you got to wait extra time. That's rough.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Here's another one comes in. Brian comes in and says 39-17. Big Bills win.
There you go.
I like it. Yep. I like it.
He has a 17. Yep.
As long as the defense keeps scoring points, the Bills at 13 points per game. That's the thing. The Bills don't give up a lot of points.
Nope.
And if we held the Chiefs to 20, the Titans don't hold a candle to the offense that the Chiefs have.
Right. I'm telling you.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And it doesn't sound like the Bills are like looking ahead at all. Everyone seems to be focused and ready to go. And we have a little bit to give back to them after last year.
Yeah, and by the way, I'll say it again. The schedule that we got this season. Thank you. And
yes. But you know what? The schedule we had last year was rough. And we went 13.
It was rough. They owed us, but I still it's just like this schedule this season, man. It was really when I marked the calendar, it was these 2 games. Like, that was like, okay, not worrying me, but I was like, this will be the rough stretch. This will really be the where we go, okay. Like this is how we see this is where the team is, and I don't care when anyone says that KC game was important for us. It really, really was. I get the player saying it's just another game, but it was a hurdle that we needed the jump over. And not only did we jump over it, we fucking leaped over it, aka Josh Allen. We leaped over it and we planted the flag, and we're on to the Tennessee Titans, who we owe payback. All right, we're gonna do the same thing, and then after that, bro, look at that schedule, man. I mean, Tampa is the game. That's it. Other than that, we should be on a nice little roll there if we just continue what we're doing, which is, hey, let's just worry about what we got today in this game. There should be no problem, man. It really shouldn't be no problem. As long as everyone stays healthy, continues to, do the right thing, man, this team might go with only one loss. I'm being real. The way we're playing, but we'll see. 42-16. I like that, Daniel.
Yeah, I like that too.
Very close to my score.
Oh, here's a hot take. Saran Neal, Henry fumbles twice.
Hey, dude, Saran Neal is a fucking beast. That's another guy. I'll take him one-on-one versus him. He ain't. I'll tell you right now, he ain't fucking throwing Saran Neal. Tossing him out of the play.
Yeah, T-Dobbs, the Patriots aren't a threat. They're not a threat.
What? Are you crazy?
There is no.
They barely beat the Texans. They are not a threat. They're far from a threat. Like that team is like
they're going to end up in second place of our division with under 500 record.
Bro, the Dolphins beat them, which we blanked. They almost lost against the Texans, which we blanked. Like they're a bad team. They are a bad team. The only reason they kept up with Tampa so long is I called that game. I said that game was going to be close. Of course, Belichick knows Brady. Brady knows. Of course, that game was going down. There was no other way for that game to go down. It was exactly how it was supposed to go down. And Brady still got the win. So, but my point is, they're a bad team. I don't care, bro. They have the same schedule.
They have the same schedule we have. However, they get the Cowboys this weekend, and they're going to get demolished.
They're going to get beat. But some of those games they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So I got them winning like 8-9 at the most. 8 or 9.
Okay. I get what you're saying, T-Dobbs. They do have a good defense. Their defense is actually what
it's always been good, though. It's always
their defense
been
is
good.
what keeps them in the game.
Yeah.
Because their offense, man, it does not look any better than it did with Cam last year.
No, it's the same, bro. They did nothing. They trying to go back to the whole 2 tight end thing. It did not work out. With a rookie quarterback, with a suspect O-line, no running backs, by the way, bad running game.
Mm-hmm.
They did nothing for that offense. 0. No, they're going to be exactly what you see. 14 to 17, maybe 19 point a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get from the Patriots. If their defense gives up more than 17, they're probably losing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Austin comes in and says 41-17.
Hey, it's my score.
we have Sonny that comes in and says 42-17. A lot of people are feeling the same way we're feeling, Tommy. It's gonna be a blowout. You know,
I like it, Mafia.
Puka, I agree with you. New England in the quarterback market next year.
They better be, but they better help that quarterback, whoever they're bringing in.
Yeah, after this week we go into the bye. Zach is right. We have and then 3 straight basement teams.
Oh, you!
We're gonna have the bye week in week 7, and then we're gonna have bye week round 1 of the playoffs to get us ready to go on a Super Bowl run. Yes,
this is why these AFC games are so important.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of the AFC, and listen, the rest, everything else will work out, right? And we're doing that. We beat the guys that most people had winning the AFC again. Kansas City Chiefs. No matter what their record was, if they beat us, we're talking totally different this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
The media, everybody's talking different. The Chiefs are still the dogs. The Chiefs are still, bro, I don't care what anyone says. That's going to get in your head. It's all psychological too, a little bit. I don't care what anyone says. That game was very important, and like I said, we killed them. And that's that says a lot, because I don't think we have to. I think going into the playoffs, we face them again. They're worrying about us now. They're thinking about how to stop the Buffalo Bills, not the other way around.
There's no guarantee
in Buffalo.
I'm not sure they're going to win their division because the Chargers are good. There's no guarantee. They'll have to go through the Chargers. They may have to go through the.
They may lose.
Ravens.
Yeah, they may not. Yeah,
the Browns. Like, there's a lot of teams out there that can beat the Chiefs. We may not see them again. But no,
we may not. We may not.
Yeah. We did almost lose our first game, but if you notice, after that, that's when Buffalo started to really roll.
Yeah, but that was
we went into their house.
Yeah. Right.
And matter of fact, sat Josh most of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think that first game that was close, I almost feel like it was meant to be that way. It was one of those games where it was just like we finally got over that hump, and then once we got over the hump, the next time we played them, like you said, there was no game. Like, we destroyed them. It's like that's it, and we'll destroy them again. Like that was a hurdle we needed to get over, just like the KC hurdle, right? We had to get over it. Now we're over it. AFC East, last season, we had to get over that hurdle. We had to beat the New England Patriots. We did our job. That's it. Like, I think the Patriots are in the rear view mirror now.
Yeah, I'm not worried about anybody in our division.
Yeah,
but Spin, you bring up a very good point here. You know, the narrative was if the Chiefs beat the Bills, it means the Chiefs are still the top dog. When the Bills beat the Chiefs, that means, are they even going to make the playoffs? So all of a sudden, because they lost to the Bills, they're not any good.
No, who said that? I didn't say that.
It's the narrative that the national media puts out. Oh, the Chiefs are in trouble now. Can they even?
The Chiefs are
like, listen, the Chiefs are going to be fine. They're going to still make the playoffs, and they're going to whoop up on some people.
100%,
Buffalo,
bro.
They barely lost. They barely lost to the Ravens, and the Ravens needed a fumble. They barely lost to the Chargers, and the Chargers needed a bailout call, and then the Bills smacked them down.
Right, but how often are they going to play a Buffalo Bills defense? Unless they play us.
Yeah.
That's a high-powered, as bad as their defense is, whoever's playing them has to match them.
Yeah, it's a national media narrative.
It's not always going to be that way.
They never give us any credit,
Nope.
But it's fine. You know what? We like it that way. Let them doubt us because it just makes us hungry.
Oh, it works. It's been I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Yep. Okay. So we got our projections. You have 40-17. I have 37-13.
41-17. 41-17.
Okay, 41-17. And then X factors, you have Knox and Groot. I have Diggs and Star.
All right.
So here we go. We're about to see. Let's see what else in the chat. Lots of teams starting to roll second half of the season. That's what you want to see. Yeah. Here's the best part about what we've seen so far is we haven't even played our best ball yet. Like,
not offensively.
We even defensively, we're still making mistakes defensively.
Yeah, here and there. Like I said, the screen plays. I think we need to clean up that. We've gotten let a few away, but it's mainly our offense, I think, that hasn't really gotten into that real groove yet that it was in last season. But it's getting there. It's for sure getting there. I still think we're a very well-rounded team. Very well-rounded team. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the Collinsworth thing. Yeah,
we don't even need to bring that guy. That
I know it's a long show, but just the whole commentating that game was ridiculous. Like, I gotta say that it was mainly Chiefs talk on what they're doing. I hate that. Like, I'm not saying you got to talk about the Bills the whole game, right? But my God, like, give us our dues. All right, stop talking about what they're doing so wrong. Talk about what we're doing right. The whole twist in the ankle.
If you compliment Josh, you don't have to compliment Holmes right after. It's okay to compliment one and not the other.
The ankle thing was ridiculous. Talking about, like, you got to twist it like that. I'm cool with that. Basically,
but he was mad when we were hitting Mahomes. He's like, you can't.
Yeah, why? Right. Yeah. What are you talking? But you could twist somebody. You could fucking gator roll somebody. Like, that's as dirty as they come. Sue was doing that, and people were saying he was one of the dirtiest players in the game. Like, so no, that's totally. I'm sure he heard it from somewhere in CBS or NBC. I mean, I
guarantee the media storm that came after that, like, national media pundits were making fun of him.
Yeah. It was just out of hand. But I don't think you'll hear that again.
Stopping in, T-Dobs, we appreciate it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. Come back. We'll
Thank
be
you,
here
brother.
Every Friday.
Long show. This is our longest show.
Yeah. It was a long show. We had a lot to talk about, and we kind of went off the rails a few times, with the chat.
That's all right.
The chat.
That's all right.
That's fine. It is what it is. We're here to put out, Bills talk. That's all that matters. The phantom holding calls, we could go forever about what happened. We stomped them. We beat them the first half. We beat them the second half. We made Patrick Mahomes say he's never been beaten like that before. And he has to tuck his tail and go figure out what he did wrong. So now it's on to the Titans week.
Yep. Now let's get into this Gruden emails.
No, we're not even going there. But anyways, everyone, we're gonna go ahead and close this up. Thank you. I want to go back and thank Mr. Rogers Homes. We appreciate everything that Mr. Rogers does. If you are looking to buy any if you're looking to buy any rental property in Arizona or move into Arizona, reach out to Sean Rogers. He's the number top 1% ranked in Arizona. Yeah.
He's number one.
He's number one.
The
so he
best.
is number one. He is the.
I'm just saying.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know. He's number one in my book. Yeah, he's in my book.
He's Bill's Mafia. Reach out to Mr. Rogers. Sean is Bill's Mafia. He rolls with us. He'll take care of all your real estate needs in Arizona. And then CBX.com. Use promo code HTX. We appreciate what they do for hashtag sports as well. Yep. Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.